What if you do commit to somebody and the sex is whack?
Dildos, nothing. What? Huh?
I think that's an excellent point. I'm with you on
know,
that one. It's like, for me, a sexual relationship is where you get to have sex. I know that sounds obvious, but it's like the only legitimate relationship you have in society where you can get that. It's like your job is where you can get money. There's like no other relationship that you have that exists in society where you can get money. So why not really prioritize the financial dimensions of your job? It's like everything else that you can get from a marriage, you can get outside of a sexual relationship except sex. Like you can get partnership, you can get commitment, you can get loyalty, you can get support, you can even get children. You can get money, time, and attention. You can get all those things. What's unique to a sexual relationship is sex. And I think it makes sense to prioritize that.
So you just going back to your point, you're saying, well, what if the sex is whack?
Yeah, what's wrong with giving it a test drive before you commit? You know
Ain't nothing wrong. Well, one thing I would point out is for you to be bad in bed as a woman, you have to severely be fucking up in some way. Like, it's like, I just can't imagine.
It happens.
It happens.
I've
been told stories.
It's so easy to be good in bed.
Maybe that's because most men just are really stoked to be there.
I think most men, if they're getting like some pussy, they're fuck yeah. But I think there's a higher performance burden on men, sexually speaking, than women. But
I think you can find out, before you actually have sex, you can find out if you have sexual chemistry. It's not just the actual genitals involved. Well, if you have chemistry, looking at each other, holding hands, being around each other, if you have that connection emotionally, mentally, like you can talk for hours and it feels like it's only been 2 minutes. There's so many factors.
Does it work the other way?
That communicate connection.
That's
and so
like,
you can find out before you actually have sex if you have chemistry.
Could you find out if you have emotional chemistry by having sex?
Yeah.
So
wait, what?
What you're saying is that you can kind of find out that you have sexual chemistry without having sex, which I'm dubious about. So
you can.
If
it's like
just had sex with a woman,
great.
Could I know if we had like communication chemistry?
You find out before you have sex.
No, I'm saying in my hypothetical situation.
No, you find out if you have communication chemistry before
by communicating,
you have sex.
Right?
Correct.
Yeah. So you find out if you have sexual chemistry by having sex.
So why can't you find out if you have chemistry from communication? Which, if you have chemistry there,
it's not the same thing.
Then how am I have an amazing sex life and we saved it for marriage. And in fact, you can spend the rest of your life getting
she's not waiting until marriage.
I just wanted to mention.
I know, but you don't have to sleep.
What's up? Okay. Go ahead.
I respect everyone's beliefs. As I mentioned, I'm not necessarily sex positive for myself, but I still think sex is great. I mean, I do love God, and that's why I'm waiting. But I mean, I would want to do
minus
it.
the two.
The two. But I'm forgiven. I'm forgiven.
Indiscretions.
Yeah. But I do think sex is. I mean, I want to have sex. I think sex is good.
Good times. But okay, just to go back to your point really quick. You're saying, what if the sex is whack? I don't think that's a thing that really guys think about. That's more. I think that's a thing chicks think about.
Like,
bro, I've never been worried like, oh man, what if like the sex is, because for me,
so you'd be fine with the girl who just lays on her back the whole time.
What? Okay, if you know how to take lead sexually, then like.
But how do you know that if you're a virgin too and no one taught you? It's like there's this idea that men just sort of are supposed to know what to do.
I think the idea is you learn together.
But I guess the point I'm trying to make is that, at least for me, I've never personally encountered, like, a girl has to fuck up to make the sex, like, you have to intentionally try to make the sex bad somehow.
And you can learn as you
go. Well, yeah, you can learn, but like, I'm never thinking like, oh man, what if the sex is whack with her? Now, I think women can think that because women typically look to men to lead in the bedroom. But like, if you're a guy and you have some degree of sexual experience, you can take a girl who's never had sex and have great sex with her, but I don't think the reverse is necessarily the case. I don't think a lot of girls, I don't think want a guy who is sexually inexperienced, unless of course like you're waiting until marriage, you want a virgin, whatever. But like most women who are not waiting until marriage and are virgins want to have to teach a guy how to fuck them.
Certainly. One of the things that's most attractive to women is confidence. How do you have confidence in something you've never done before?
Because you grow that confidence with her.
Confidence is the felt experience of success.
They'll just fake it, right? I mean,
fake confidence, your first sexual experience.
Could do that.
Well, you do kind of have to fake it for a while.
A guy has like confidence in like every
You don't think
area.
women can tell?
Yes, of course they can.
They can tell the difference between fake confidence and real confidence? You think that women can tell the difference?
I think the fake it till you make it thing would work.
Interesting.
But you were talking about a pillow princess, right?
I don't think a guy would care.
Well, there's a lot of ways it could go wrong, though.
I mean, I could tell a girl, like, okay, I want you in this position. I could move you. Like, most chicks wouldn't want to, like, do that for a guy. Like, okay, let me teach you how to fuck me. Whereas, like, I'd be fine teaching a girl how to fuck.
What if you put her in a doggy and then she's like this?
Oh, her arch is dog shit? Like, she doesn't know how to arch her back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that could be kind of...
Or
Bro,
also,
I'll
like,
teach you.
what if she's
push her down.
What if she's going, like, down on you and you just feel her teeth? Like, that
I
could
give
happen,
great
too.
blowjob instructionals. I can teach a girl how to give a good blowjob.
What if she doesn't get
Not
it?
by example, though. Not by example.
I mean, I think in general, if you're hiring somebody for a position, it's like, what's more attractive? Somebody who's like willing to learn, or someone who already knows what to do?
Do you think women
Definitely
want to
willing
be
to
compared
learn.
by his previous sexual partners?
I don't think either partner wants to be
Exactly.
compared to previous partners.
So it's not like, oh, I'm so glad you've slept with 50 women. Now you can do that with me. Like, no, I wouldn't. Most women would not want that.
Well, they want it to...
but you can gather sexual experience within the confines of a long-term relationship. People that have like this idea that the more sexual partners you have, the better in bed you are is erroneous. Because I would say that someone who's had maybe a handful of long-term relationships has probably had more sex than someone who's just like having one-night stands here and there.
Yeah,
so you're having more sex. So I think you're going to be more experienced in
Correct.
that realm.
You get the quality and the quantity.
So this idea that a woman who's only had one or two or three sexual partners is going to be worse in the bedroom than a woman who's had 100 one-night stands, I don't think so at all. I think a woman who's had 1, 2, 3 long-term relationships and has had a lot of sex with those men, I mean, to be fair, she should be a virgin. But
and pushing that rhetoric doesn't really encourage the whole like gatekeep your body message to women. Because if you're saying men need to have that experience with other women, well, guess what? Those other women are going to be increasing their body count. So
I don't
shouldn't be
think
pushing
so
that.
because I think it's different for women. Like women have way more risks.
Yeah, they do.
For like even a one night stand, like you can get pregnant, STDs. Like hello, like there's so many risks. And then of course, like even the smallest thing where it's like you'll never hear from the guy again, and you're doing so much for like a stranger. Like if you're that horny, why can't you use a toy?